The solemn toll of bells echoed through St. Peter's Square Monday morning, marking the death of Pope Francis, the end of a monumental era for the Catholic Church, a world now grieving a loss as people showed their profound respect and deep admiration for a pontiff who charmed the world with his humble style and devotion to the less fortunate.
He was an example of loving everyone, no matter who you were.
The announcement from Vatican officials.
Il Vescovo di Roma Francesco è tornato alla casa del Padre.
The Bishop of Rome, Francis, returned to the house of the Father. The statement just hours after the head of the Catholic Church surprised thousands with an Easter blessing circling the square in his open-topped Pope-mobile. This after 38 days in hospital with bilateral pneumonia.
Impressive that he made it to Easter. I think that's almost like a miracle for Italy, but it's sad.
From the moment he stepped forward as Pope, Francis made it known his would be a different papacy.
Buonasera.
A simple good evening in casual Italian signaled change. A pope of firsts. The first Jesuit from Argentina, the first from the Americas. Born Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the son of Italian immigrants. He modeled a life of simplicity. He refused to live in the grand papal apartment and wore silver, not gold. Elected at the age of 76, still he didn't cling to the old ways. The pontiff allowed divorced Catholics to take part in the communion service. Francis insisted everyone deserved respect and love, allowing Catholic priests to bless same-sex couples, but keeping it distinct from the sacrament of marriage.
Ma chi sono io per giudicarla?
Contraception, he maintained, shouldn't be used to prevent pregnancy, but was acceptable to prevent disease. In other areas, he was unmoved. While he praised women and promoted a record number to leadership positions, he stopped short of allowing them to be priests. On abortion, he compared it to hiring a hitman.
Per risolvere un problema.
The leader of more than 1 billion Catholics improved relations with Jews, Muslims, and Orthodox leaders. He brokered talks between Cuba and the United States. He was in part defined by his humility, urging a more compassionate church. Francis comforted the disabled and championed the plight of the poor. He condemned world conflicts, urging peace in Ukraine. Denouncing President Trump's deportation policies, he pushed for better treatment of refugees and warned of suffering because of climate change. Under his watch, the church handled clergy sex abuse scandals. Decades of cover-ups and systemic failures came to light during his papacy. In a letter to all Catholics, he wrote, "We showed no care for the little ones. We abandoned them." Ordering a first-ever Roman Catholic summit on pedophilia and introducing new reforms. To generations of Indigenous Canadians, he apologized.
Nel chiedervi scusa.
For the abuses they suffered in Canada's Catholic-run residential schools. Repeating it again during an historic week-long visit to Canada.
Pido perdón.
He maintained a tireless schedule even as his health started to drastically decline a couple years ago, battling influenza, falls, knee pain, and most recently double pneumonia. Even at the end of his life, Pope Francis sent a lasting reminder to, quote, revive our trust in others, including those who are different than ourselves. Pope Francis was 88. Heather Butts, CTV News.